Happy Independence Day to everyone. This is the 4th of July 2021. Thought I'd do a little follow-up to my video, my 76 Monarch Gia two-door Survivor. Had the video on last August. Appreciate all the comments and hope everyone enjoyed that. And I thought we'd just take it on a little drive this morning, let you see how she runs. And we'll get started here and get her cranked up out of the garage. Do have a passenger. My little buddy, he rides with me everywhere I go. See how he's doing. Hey, Bobo. I picked him up at Branson in a little flea market type store a year or two ago, and he looked so lonely there and wanted someone to take him home, so I did. And my main intention was to possibly use him in the car show sometime to display him maybe at the steering wheel. And I think he would like that. And we'll put our special Monarch key ring in the ignition. Right now we got 15,620 miles on this Monarch. Bear with me as I get this seat up, hooked up. There she goes. And we'll crank her up. Turn that down. And that air feels pretty good. She puts up pretty good. Excuse that black thumb there. Mashed that in the car door not long ago, so it's going to take a while to heal up. And we'll get on out of here. Our neighborhood. Little 302 runs pretty smooth. I love driving this car. It takes me back to 1976. Every time I get behind the wheel, and we're out here on Fleeman Road. Very pretty Sunday morning here, the 4th of July 2021. We've had the Monarch 3 years now, last month. As I mentioned earlier, they delivered it June the 3rd, 2018 to me. A classic car dealer. I saw it online. And I just loved it. I'm a Ford and Mercury guy, and it's about all I've ever owned. I've had some different kind. I've always liked the special edition models. We We had a 78 Thunderbird Diamond Jubilee Edition a couple of years. And 82 Thunderbird Heritage when they downsized them, but I always liked that Heritage Edition. Came out in 79. And had a 20th anniversary Cougar XR7 Mercury. A few years. The 302. That was enjoyable to own. Just so different driving one of these cars from back in this era. And we'll make a left here. We have a lot of farmland here in northeast Arkansas where I reside. Lived here all my life. Obo's enjoying the ride over there. He always does. He goes with me to work when I drive it or anywhere else. He gets a little tired sitting in the garage all the time. I'm thankful to have a nice dry garage to keep him in, and mostly keep the Monarch in because it needs protection. Try to keep this car as original as I can, as clean as I can. I only had it in one car show back in March of 2 years ago here locally, and they discontinued that one. It's one that I enjoyed being in. It was indoors, 2 levels. And I participated in that show several years before with 2 other vehicles I had. But it had been 15 years since I had a car to put in it. And boy, she's just cruising right along on this highway. And, had a 55 Ford Country Sedan, 8-passenger station wagon in the show for several years. I bought it back in '84 and had it all redone in '88. Didn't paint it the correct colors it came out, but I put a factory Sea Sprite green, snowshoe white, 2-tone on it, and we did it correctly just like it would have come out. It was 8-passenger, had the back seat, and later on I got a '95 Ford Taurus SHO with that Yamaha V6 that I showed out there for 3 years, and traded it off. That's a good little vehicle. Don't see many of those anymore. It's just enjoyable to drive this vehicle. Not only does it look great with the white and red interior and red half funnel roof, it's neat to have something different in such good shape, and it's unbelievably low mileage. When they brought this car to me, as I said earlier, it had 8,427 documented miles, and it really did look like it. Been around all over the country, as I mentioned earlier, and several different ones owned it. A few of them were dealers, just kind of passing it around. And she was just looking for a home. You know, a lot of folks nickname their cars, call them by names. I came up with the idea one day that I would call this Monarch Annie, named after Little Orphan Annie, because it seemed like this monarch was an orphan in a way. It's been kind of passed around and was looking for a good home. Somebody to care for her. I saw it online in the video they had of it and all the photographs. I called them and decided to bring it on home. And I've enjoyed it. Little 302 just, doesn't have a lot of power. These are in the era where the government cracked down on horsepower. Started adding a lot of smog equipment, and it took away a lot of the power of these cars. This one's only rated like I think 130 something horsepower. One of the more special cars I owned at one time, right after I got out of high school, was a 70 model Mercury Monarch MX Brougham. And it had the 351 Cleveland 4-barrel. And it was a sporty model, just 2-door hardtop, factory dual exhaust. And that one was rated at 300 horsepower, so that shows you the difference. Just a matter of 6 years. And of course I know they had a different way of rating the horsepower, like net. Began in 72, I think it was, so that did reduce the, on paper, the actual output of them. This looked like quite a drastic reduction if someone didn't understand. I enjoyed that Montego. Drove it to Disney World one year. After I married in 77, I got hold of a 71 Torino GT. It's a Cleveland 2-barrel, but I converted it to 4-barrel. Totally stock. I got hold of the heads and everything to change it over. Put dual exhaust on it, factory. Able to get a hold of the factory rear window louvers they came out with on those from a guy here locally. And he had them on his 71 GT, but he's willing to remove them and sell them to me. I was really shocked. Really set that Torino off. It was that light blue color with the blue laser stripes. Automatic bench seat model, nothing, no buckets or 4-speed, but I enjoyed it. Just always enjoyed Ford Mercuries, and especially those you don't see that much of, and that's why I kind of latched onto this little Monarch Ghia. I never owned a Ghia. My sister her husband bought a brand new 76 4-door base Monarch. It was white like this one, and that's the only one that's ever been in our family till we bought this one. So we'll get back into the neighborhood here and we'll go ahead and sign off. Going over 14 minutes, didn't realize it. Hope you enjoyed the ride. I think Bobo did.